Welcome, everyone, to John and Dylan Online. This week's episode is on the Island Boys. John has never heard the Island Boys in his life.
No idea.
All right, here's the song that got them to go viral. They are like an ironic viral thing, and I would say kind of exploiting how you sort of have to have a personality disorder to be internet famous now. But here it is. I'm an Island Boy, Fly Soldier, featuring Kodiak Red. The Island Boys, they have a big skit to open the song.
Oh, I was gonna. Very good. I'm gonna say something. I don't like this.
Here's my favorite thing. All right, here we go. Thank you, Island Boys. You saved my brother. He was in a fatal car accident. Luckily, when I played this song, he rose and clicked the sound to mute. That's the first comment. Second comment, the Ukrainians should be playing this so the Russians will leave.
Oh my god. Oh, that's really good.
This video has taken more lives than fentanyl. When the world didn't need them, they appeared. Have my as my alarm. Been waking up 30 minutes earlier just to turn it off. Thank you, Island Boys.
I'm going to say this about the Island Boys. Here's how you know something is bad and put together by a producer. One, if they have Travis Barker from Blink-182 tattoos, watch the fuck out. Already it's going to be like, hey, we're rapping and there is no beat. Two, if they have weird hair that matches, we're looking at you, Jedward, O-Town from the late 90s. I believe they all had frosted tips together. And then these guys, you're a disaster. They have fucking parking flares on their fucking head. What the fuck are they doing? Three,
these guys, I would say, is not these. You think the Island Boys are an industry plant, John?
No, I don't think they're an industry plant. I think the Island Boys are literally, there's a guy who used to have lights on the bottom of his Honda Civic, met two guys who were working at his weird business, linoleum floors, pool repair, something to do with sheds. He meets these two like twins that suck, and he's like, hey, I know nothing about art. Let's do rap. And then they're like, we actually love rap. And then he's like, I don't care. And then he meets a PR person, and then they do an online campaign, and then these guys get between 5 and 200 million views. Then appear on an Adam 22 podcast vehicle, possibly not with him originally, but those weird black guys he has like a fight with every 6 months. They slowly build up fame. They hang out with Little Zane, and now they've gone Christian or very right wing or super woke. Which one am I correct?
None.
Damn.
No, you are. I'm so excited for you to learn how this story ends.
Oh no! Do they die?
No.
Are they super famous?
I'd say it's a fate worse than death.
What?
Yeah. And the interesting thing is I looked at their videos and I thought they'd have like a Liver King thing going on where they have like, you know, millions of followers, but they don't get the views. But they actually, it's funny because they don't really get credit for being smart because they're not really, but they do understand at least that there is something in like delaying how much content you put out, because they went from like posting 600 times a day to like now it seems like they post once every like couple days, or like on TikTok it's like every couple months. John, that wasn't the first thing that happened. That was
what?
So that I'm an Island Boy, that music video isn't their first thing. Their first thing is just a TikTok. So they were just TikTokers.
Of course.
How
could I think that a old man with weird hair and eventually a laundry list of accusations could be involved? I'm so foolish that, no, they're just 16-year-olds in Florida during the pandemic who I assume like one of them's about to fart, or there's a beach ball involved, or they're going to do squats wearing like a U jersey when the U lost.
They're just crazy. They're fucking crazy. And all right, this is
Let
the
me see how fucking
thing.
crazy they are. Go ahead.
This is the original one.
I'm an island boy, and I've been trying to make. Oh, I'm an island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get Kiwagwan.
Pause it for a second, please. I would give so much money if just out of that bushes a crocodile just leaped, or like just a snake grabbed one of them by the back of the head. Like, I'm an island boy. I don't care. I don't know why the snake talks. It's Scorpion from Mortal Kombat comes and just murders Bo. Finish him.
Yeah, they are absolutely.
Do you think about how much more? Do you think about how much more annoying that stupid idiot in your class in high school is now? Like, the stupid idiot in my class was claiming he was rich because he had a diamond earring, and then it was revealed by a woman named Cassie, you stole that from your sister, and it's made of glass, Daniel. And I gotta tell you, I nearly shit my pants laughing at that situation. Matt, that guy's now like... I'm on the talk. You know what I mean? That guy's he's shooting content in class. Oh, fucking high school must be a fucking nightmare. You're telling me that people can do anonymous Instagram story posts? Yeah, it might be about you. Enjoy sleeping now, motherfucker.
Well, the secret sauce to these guys is they never admit that they're wrong ever. It's actually amazing.
That
it's
is
like
the secret
they
sauce
never ever are like this sorry. They never do that.
You know what's crazy is that is how you become successful. If you actually look at it, just don't apologize and take credit for everything, you will be successful. How'd Steve Jobs become successful? Well, he met a guy who knew how to use computers, and then he just stood in front of that guy and was like, I did it. Don't ask nobody.
Oh, yeah, man. Like, I genuinely think that these guys did the really, really good thing, which was you release something that's infuriating, and then you do a video response to every single person's quote, which is what you're supposed to do.
Oh my God, that's good.
One of those old responses will loop people back to the video, and it's like all the same shit. Like it all keeps going and going and going. So that's what they did. After this song, they had a performance of the song at Club Live in Miami that went very badly. People showed up just to boo them and insult them because that's what they were. They're just people that live to be insulted.
So Miami, I don't know if you know this, but so Miami is notorious. I'm learning this more and more, especially for like comedy clubs and stuff like that. Like, oh, don't take bookings at like certain Miami comedy clubs. It's like, why? It's like the crowd's going to show up to fight you. It's like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, they want to show up to yell at people. And like everyone has stories of playing the Miami Improv where it's like, hey, how are you guys doing? I'll fucking kill your mother. Your mother's name is this. And it's like, what? How did you guys, why did you print out my mom's address and are just handing it to me on stage just to let you know, we know where she is. You're like, this is very intimidating. Yep. I don't know why. Here's the thing with Miami. From what everyone says, it's a small town that cocaine made into a big city. And here's something I'm going to let you know. That's the worst thing that can happen to a small town.
I mean, these guys are special, though, because it's Miami. It's 2022. People are feeling comfortable going out after the pandemic. And God damn it, you know what? They want to fucking yell at the Island Boys.
Yeah. I don't know who the Island Boys are, but I wanted to let everyone who yelled at the Island Boys know you are my friend now.
I am so excited for you to know where they... Anyway, the Island Boys are twin brothers. They're fraternal twins. Whenever, like, they seem to be tailing off, they kind of release, like, more information about their personal lives.
Perfect. I was about to ask, what do we know about the Island Boy's dad? What do we know about Island Dad?
Oh, he's dead. Dead. Single mom. Mom kicked them out of the house because they're in jail a lot. If you see...
What kind of crimes? What kind of crimes?
Just petty crimes. Just, like... thievery, thieves.
Were you ever a shoplifter in high school, Dylan? I was not because I'm
public
not.
Public school, yes.
In public school? You were a shoplifter in grade 6?
7.
Whoa.
Only in grade 7.
What did we steal?
Good. Porn.
Yeah, I know a bunch of kids that did that.
Stole the Pam and Tommy sex tape, buddy.
You stole the Pam and Tommy sex tape?
Yeah.
How ironic that was available for free on the internet.
In 97, I was... can't like, hey mom, you can't make any phone calls tonight.
Yeah, you currently... Yeah, you should have been friends with a guy. I was about to say his full name, but I remember this is crazy. This is the family computer was in his room, and I don't know what decision went into that. They're like, well, we're going to give this 12-year-old access to a thing he can jack off to insanely. That kid operated a porno ring. He had printed out so many images into various notepads, glued them, and then sold them per page.
You could do that back then. I remember.
I
there was a guy,
refused to buy them, by the way. I remember this. I remember being
why
like,
did you refuse to buy them?
I know that you didn't. This didn't cost you anything, man. So I'm not paying you for something that didn't cost you nothing.
There's a guy who would burn you CDs. You would give him the songs, and then he would burn you CD for $5.
Our guy, you had to give him a CD, but yeah, he absolutely would.
Ooh, yeah. 'Cause none of us had it. It was like,
That's right.
this guy's fucking. What does he do now? I assume he's the president of some large automotive organization.
DJ in Southeast Asia. My guy. We're talking between 2014 and we're talking 2014 and the pandemic. Every day, different photo of him with a different lady in Thailand in a nightclub. I don't know what he was doing, but I assume it was fucking nuts.
Here's, I think, one of the special things about the Island Boys is since they went viral in 2021, do you remember, this is a special time, things move so fast now. Do you remember, at least this is in my timeline, in my algorithm, it was just people my age saying, never going to use TikTok. Never going to use it.
Oh my God, of course. The amount
never going to use it. I'm not a fucking child. I'm not going to get on TikTok. Which, I mean, at that point I was smart enough to just be like, I'm going to post a couple videos on here and whatever. I didn't follow it up like I should have, but like the Island Boys were something that popped on TikTok, and for guys our age, like they are what old people thought TikTok would be. It's like, here's some guys who fucking suck at rapping. They look like pineapples with tattoos. This is what all of this bullshit is.
I love it. I love that. By the way, there is no difference between them and NSYNC. The only difference is NSYNC was doing slightly more accessible music, and I don't know where this story is going. And if it takes,
you're
it's
hinting at something that actually kind of not even close. No, much more.
Wait,
honestly,
one of them dated Britney Spears. That would have been what a fucking plot twist that would be.
Dude, I'm so excited. Okay. I'm really trying to. Oh, and they were on. Oh, so they're provocateurs, and you know what they do is
Go
they
ahead.
do this.
Did they participate in January 6th? Go ahead, Dylan.
They've started after January 6th. It was part of the nation's healing.
Shit. Oh, that's true.
So they're on your favorite podcasts. They go on No Jumper, and then they go on.
I fucking knew they were going on a fucking No Jumper. God
Impulsive.
bless Adam 22. You fucking sidebar. Are you keeping up with Adam 22 getting dragged by the internet in the way where it's like, hey, I make a lot of money because my wife sleeps with people on porn now, and they're like, yeah, it's weird though, and it's really fun because they're not doing it like the extreme, like you're a cuck. They're just like, it's a bit bizarre that you're into that. And he's like, it's not weird though. I got face tattoos. It's cool.
The stuff I saw is definitely not. It's not exactly subtle, my friend. They're definitely being like.
All right, maybe I'm giving them a bit more benefit of the doubt, but I'm really enjoying it. I hate Adam 22 so, like, he is such a 2000s douchebag, and it's really satisfying. It's really good.
I mean, dude, Adam 22 and Logan Paul and all these guys use the Island Boys. Like the thing I wrote down was they use the Island Boys like not CNN, like. Morton Downey Jr. would use like Nazis on his show because Morton Downey Jr. was kind of a piece of shit. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm a piece of shit." Well, he's even more of a piece of shit. These fucking guys.
Yeah.
So they all have these guys on the show just to be like, "Oh, you thought we were bad? Well, at least we're not these guys."
Like Morton Downey Jr. would have Hitler on and be like, you can't call me right wing. I'm not Hitler. And then Hitler would be like, you're pretty close though. And he's like, Hitler, what am I like? So the Island Boys really strike me as the like a less sad Lil Zane. Do you remember Lil Zane?
Less sad is not good. Honestly, like celebrities now, it's fucking nuts how. It's fucking nuts how sad it gets, how quick.
Imagine explaining the Island Boys to Judy Garland. All right, Judy, you know how you used to take a bunch of barbiturates and a executive made it so you mandated you had to smoke 1 pack of cigarettes a day? Yeah. Well, now to get famous, you just have to rap into a phone. The fuck you talking about? Like, imagine explaining that. Explaining it to Liza Minnelli. She's all drunk. She's just beating up her husband. Liza, you want to know how you get famous now? I'm a star. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, you just have to do a 30-second dance that's bad into your phone. Afterwards, do I get some Valiums? Oh, you've already eaten all of the Valiums in this entire city. Right, I'll dance. And then she just shits herself and goes huge viral on TikTok. Go ahead, Dylan.
I mean, dude, basically it used to be like your horrible childhood and you're talented, and now it's just down to like being a frustrating person.
Yeah,
that's
it's
all these people the Island Boys, at least, that's all they have. And like they are like fodder for the industry. Let's face it, it is a fucking industry right now of YouTube videos about like the Island Boys fell off.
Yeah, I mean, I got news for you. Some of my favorite content on the internet is people with incredibly good editing skills just dunking on famous comedians off of small details in their podcasts. Right. And I got to tell you, I'm here for it.
Okay, John, now you're going to watch. It's just so funny because for some reason the audio isn't coming on my end. So just judging by how you're reacting, I'm like, it must be that part.
I can't figure out where this ends. I know it ends badly. Well, it depends on your definition of bad.
Honestly, it's worse than anything you could. It's bad. I mean,
I really appreciate. I have to tell you, I appreciate that you said it's worse than anything you can imagine. Because I was like, buddy, I can imagine some pretty crazy shit. I've talked about nothing but pro wrestling and internet figures. Interpersonally,
personally, it ends as bad as anything could. And you know what? Honestly,
one of them says, "Hey, I want to stand up 69 you," and the other one's like, "I'm your brother," and he's like, "Yeah, that's what's hot about this."
Okay. 1 sec. I'm trying to make this so. On the Impulsive, this is one of their highlights because they aren't really artists.
Yes.
On the Impulsive podcast, they get into a huge argument with George Janko. George Janko just says, literally,
pause, shut the fuck up and fuck you. You know what has happened to George Janko and like the whole fallout very briefly. So George Janko was on the Impulsive podcast, made fun of by Bobby Lee. He leaves the podcast, has leaned into being a Christian sort of like manosphere podcaster, and basically like was the first guy that interviewed Andrew Tate after he got like super arrested. It was basically like, so they say you're a sex trafficker and a sexual criminal, but I think you're kind of cool. And Andrew Tate's like, I am kind of cool. It is wild. And George Janko just keeps dunking on Logan Paul, keeps like being like, I'm going to sue him, I'm going to reveal secrets, has like revealed how much money Logan Paul has. It's very, very exciting. So this is clearly, if this is 2021, 2022, this is the build up to George leaving. So I think George has come out as Christian at this point. So at any opportunity, they also just get George to fight.
He's not the unreasonable one.
Never is, which is even the craziest part. He's never is.
He's not, like, honestly, it's nuts. Like, leading into these guys,
hit it.
These guys are not smart people, but if you were to tell me, this is all
fuck yes, this is what they.
What if it doesn't work out and now you just got this hair and these face tats?
But we had this before. People been saying this before I was a bum. And
how old are you? 20
years old.
Before what?
This is amazing. Okay.
No. When I was 18 years old, I just started not so long ago. When I was 18 years old, living in the middle of Palm Beach in the ghetto, and people.
So you see the function that they kind of serve, where it's like, oh, you guys think I'm a fucking idiot? Well, these guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I've ran through a suicide forest going, like you singing "Ring Around the Rosie," but at least I don't have a bunch of birds tattooed on my face. And they're like,
George Janko is definitely like he is the new dad vibe, as you're gonna see. Here's what he says.
I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest into something, so you guys will never ever be broke again. So I don't think there's ever gonna be a broke.
Oh my god, I've never met more of a dad in my entire life. He just said,
"Hey, you should just invest.
Invest your jewelry assets." What a wild thing to say.
Well, I mean, it's not bad.
Can't be worth that.
How do they take it?
I'm gonna step in for a second.
George,
hold on. No, hold on. Hold on.
Podcast.
No.
Here, I'm moving for you.
Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so good.
Advice, bro.
Like, why did they leave? They basically were like, "Hey, man, you should save your money," and he goes, "No."
I can tell you why. It's because it's like a person that doesn't understand. Well, I took control of the power plant, so now my house gets free power. Well, that's not how that works. There's like a bunch of other things that go into that. Basically, the Island Boys are like, we need this video to go big. Videos that go big are when they walk off. We now have a reason to walk off. We're walking off.
Yeah, which is me. So here's the way I can describe them to our fans: is these guys are like the Miz, like prime Miz. They always lose every single confrontation, and everyone is still clamoring for more of them losing every confrontation.
Yeah, they are very much
awesome.
Jake Paul. They're like how Jake Paul post beating Mike Tyson. Well, no, I actually don't think I give him his flowers. I think that was one of the best athletic competitions
He's a
I've ever seen.
58-year-old man. He was exhausted. My favorite thing, watching all those TikTok videos. Where
Oh my God!
And there's where Mike Tyson decided not to punch him. Like, he's 58. He had two good punches in him. Jake Paul moved backwards, and then he was like, and then Jake Paul smartly was like, if I knock this guy out, everyone's going to try and actually kill me.
Well, they also made
if Jake Paul was one of the Island Boys, he would have knocked Mike Tyson the fuck out. Because the Island Boys are just in it for the fucking pussy of the ass, bro.
We now also know that there was a contract that said no uppercuts, because if you watch the last round of the fight, Jake Paul is also exhausted and keeps dropping his hands. And it was just like weird. I was like, why the fuck isn't Mike Tyson fucking going for his fucking chin? It's open. And you're like, oh, he was like literally signed a contract, no uppercuts.
No, because he was moving away. He's 58. I feel insane. Do you know what, dude? I made so much money betting on Jake Paul. I made so much money because people were like, Tyson looks good. I'm like, I'll take any bet. I'll take any bet. Every single group chat, I'm like, anybody feeling like they want Mike? Anybody?
Are you serious? You're joking. Like, you're joking. People took Mike.
He's 58.
He's a 58-year-old man. As soon as I saw the photo of him with his bare ass out, I was like, is it not clear that this man is pushing? This is a man who's about to get a free bus pass. Here's how you know someone is old. They are wearing a weird amount of clothing for a situation. They're either wearing a full suit at the beach, they're totally naked at the funeral. That's how you know.
Here's how I knew. When he walked out, he had one knee brace on, and his knees were going in. Like, it was like thigh and then calf.
Well, here's how I knew. They had to delay the fight for 4 months because he nearly died because he gave up weed during training.
Yeah, man. Like, and for a 58-year-old man, he definitely did a good job. But that, like, from watching boxing for a while, Jake Paul basically was like, make the ring big so he can't corner me, and he couldn't. And then no fight happened because Jake Paul's not going to knock this dude out, and then, like I say, people be actually very upset. But every time Tyson would throw a punch, he would just hit him with a left hook and rock him a bit, and he would just take. It was a sparring match.
Hang the fuck on. People we're friends with bet on Mike Tyson.
Not people you know. Yeah,
that would be like betting against the Harlem Globetrotters. They're due.
I mean, betting on a 58-year-old man just because of some stuff you saw, like Mike Tyson was done being a world champion level boxer by the time Jake Paul was -9 years old.
Yeah, here's the other thing. Like,
he should have fought Jake Paul's dad.
I would have. Do you know how? I got to tell you right now, Dylan. We are about to make it so your sons have generational wealth. Do you know how much money Mike Tyson? Here's the thing. It's not a boxing match. We're doing this at a Target parking lot, 3:00 in the morning. You can name the target. I'd like the one by my house, please. I'll see you there, Mike. Because here's the thing. Logan Paul and Jake Paul's dad, he thinks he can beat Mike Tyson right now. Like, that fight right there, that's the fight you want to see. In a parking lot, or we're going into the corner. Also, guess what, Mike? You're smoking weed, and we're watching movies. I want you loose, baby. We're going to have some pigeons there. It's going to be great. Can I just say one more thing about the Mike Tyson fight? It's shocking that I knew more about boxing than people, and I know nothing about sports, and I was embarrassed for people.
I mean, it's just people believing, like, Mike Tyson, this is my opinion, is the most overrated athlete in the history of sports, because everyone thinks that he's
wild.
He was a world champion for 3 years, and everyone acts like he's this undefeatable force. He was probably the 4th best heavyweight in his era, because Holyfield beat him, Lennox Lewis beat him, and I think that Riddick Bowe probably would have beat him. He basically
hot baby.
Yeah.
Nah, but wasn't the Lennox Lewis and the Evander Holyfield, wasn't that post? Like, that was after Buster Douglas. Like, the Mike Tyson amazing time, isn't it late 80s, early 90s? And then he is on cocaine and the worst human being ever and does horrible things, goes to jail. Then he comes back and like is a mess of a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that that's a fair description of Mike Tyson's career, you piece of shit. Yeah, I'm defending Mike Tyson. Never thought that happened.
No, he's no, because he was, by that time he's like 26. He's in the prime of his life. When he goes to jail, he's supposed to fight Holyfield. He never fights Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis is like a top tier heavyweight. He avoids Lennox Lewis, which, I mean, obviously he's gonna get the fucking shit kicked out of him. But that's the problem with heavyweight, was that like Mike Tyson's 5'10". And he carries a lot of muscle, so it's like he can cut down to cruiserweight, where he'll have no gas tank, or he can be naturally his own size, and then he has to fight guys who are 6'5" and gonna fucking knock him out. Because like heavyweight in boxing is 190 plus. So if you're a 195 pound man, you're gonna fight a 265 pound.
That is the most insane weight difference right there. I'm 195. I'm 276. Well, I'll see you at the hospital where you're popped in to visit me after you beat the fucking shit out of me. Quick question.
Right,
Lennox
nice.
Lewis
Are you ready to be
Evander...
kicked off YouTube?
What?
Are you ready
What'd
to
you
be
say?
kicked off YouTube?
Why are we
I'm
going
to tell you what the Island Boys are up to.
We're about to get kicked off of YouTube? I'm very excited.
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Okay, you know how the Island Boys are brothers? So
Yeah.
after their viral hit, John,
Go ahead.
after their viral hit,
Yeah.
they go on Cameo. So it's people like saying, yeah, getting them to do dumb shit on Cameo. But then eventually that dries up, John. And
Go ahead.
and them being provocateurs dries up as well.
Oh, no.
It's kind of like the kid who eats dirt. The first time you eat dirt,
no.
you're like a star, and then you got to keep escalating.
Oh, no.
John. Okay.
No. No.
Why?
Do
What do
they
you
do
think happens?
I have a couple of guesses. Some sort of sibling porn, a hard drop of the N-word with a hard R, possibly same thing. Big schism over the fact it turns out we are not brothers. We are just two guys that look like each other.
You had it with sibling porn, baby. Here they are.
No.
Hell yeah. There
No.
you go.
No.
Look at his face. He's somewhere else.
No.
There you go. They're just kissing.
No. Please stop doing this. Please stop doing this. Please, you don't need fame. You don't need fame. No.
And you know the other thing is, here's the very important part is, you see how he like doesn't.
I've never seen which one had the idea and which one is going along with it more in my entire life. I have never seen this is the idea we're doing, and then another guy being like, this is the idea. Also, sidebar, did you log into all of our things for the podcast? Because I'm getting blown up.
Yeah, of course. I logged into everything, and now I'm watching two brothers make out.
How do I say this? I hate this so much, and I can't. Ladies and gentlemen, the documentaries made about this period of time will be so binge watchable, because it's literally like, we're doing a 3-part series on the Island Boys. Who is that? Something that's going to make you scream and rip your eyes out. They made sibling porn. What happened? Why was anyone shocked this generation voted for Trump? Why do any sort of digging? And you're like, yeah, they're fucked, man.
Within the span of 6 months, you're like, oh, maybe you're like, oh, those guys are kind of kitschy and cool. What did they do with now? Sucking each other's dicks.
Yeah, those. Hey, what happened to those musicians I liked? Oh, they're sucking each other. They're stand-up 69ing and sucking each other's dicks. Yeah, literally.
They don't suck each other's dicks, but they do both have OnlyFans, and their Twitters now are just porn. Like, their Twitter is like, I went on the Twitter to be like, how well are they hiding the fact that they OnlyFans? And the first thing you see is the guy going, "Do you want to see my asshole?" And yeah.
What?
And it's not. And tell you this, they fuck their girlfriends on there,
No, they don't.
but they. You want to see it?
No.
Okay, because it's unavoidable. The first thing you see is one of the Island Boys full dicking his girlfriend.
Who's this girl? Imagine being like, what are we going to do today? Well, I'm going to make
It's
out
one of
with
his
my
wife.
brother.
One of them has a kid.
One of them has a kid? Oh my God. I cannot wait for that kid to either start a church or be the most Florida man ever. You want to know how I was conceived? Me, my dad, and my uncle were fucking my mom.
On OnlyFans.
On OnlyFans. I have the video.
You can see the sperm entering the egg for $9.95 a month.
You can see the look in my mom's eyes going, well, I'm committed to this, I guess.
But all they do is shit talk each other. like
chit-chatting each other while they're fucking each other.
So like they're just very, they're like good at.
I'm
drama.
the older brother. Yeah, well, that makes sense. He's sucking you off.
So they're good at drama. So like I think a couple weeks ago, basically one of them said the other one was homeless now because everyone's really buying into like, yeah, you have jewelry, but you don't have a house. But they do. Do you know who Jack Doherty is?
Yeah, who's Jack Doherty? Why do I know that? Jack Dorsey. I'm thinking of the guy who used to own Twitter. Who's Jack Doherty?
Jack Doherty is here's another thing. There's this platform called Kick. Aiden Ross is on Kick.
Yeah. It's like another Twitch, basically.
But like no rules. Like
no
straight
rules.
up like people borderline showing child porn.
Yeah.
And Jack Doherty's a huge guy on Kick.
There we go.
So he edits down his YouTube videos, and his YouTube videos, like he's a piece of shit. But now he gets the Island Boys to base and exploits like their clear like insanity. They're clearly the fact that they're two mentally ill men, and he exploits them and just basically gets them riled up, and then they fucking like I think the last video I saw, like this was like released yesterday, was the Island Boys messed up my house, and it's just like a guy. The Island Boys they rile them up, and then one of the Island Boys attacks one of guys in Jack Doherty's posse who's like huge, and then
it can't be hard to rile up the Island Boys. I would assume be like, hey, you guys fuck each other. You're brothers that fuck each other. That's you're doing that for money. That's insane. And then they'll be like,
and they're also like
we're
120 pounds, so anyone could beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. And they also seem like they're very confident. They really seem like the kind of people that would lead with their chin. What are you going to do about it?
Oh, they always do these like these half push shove things.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean,
walking down. Let me tell you one of the greatest moments I've ever witnessed in my life of a bouncer and a man. And this was Montreal. This was Montreal pre-smoking ban. Oh my God! Organized crime controlled the city. What a time! Walking down Crescent Street, a city. It was a street full of bars at the time. Very inebriated man is getting into it with a bouncer. Does that thing which is a very 2000s move, where you go like this and like you open up your whole body. And he was like, "What are you gonna do?" And he opened up his whole body, and I just watched this bouncer with one little fist just punched him in the neck. Not the face, the neck. So much more disrespectful, right here. And he just went, "Oh!" And he fell into a snowbank. And he went, "You punched me in the neck." And he went, "You can't prove that." And then he went inside. And I've always remember standing there being like, what a weird comeback to you punch me in the neck. You can't prove it. That's very interesting. Being like, I guess that's why he went for the neck.
I mean, one of my favorite memories was we were getting drunk in a Fox and Fiddle attached to a hotel.
Oh.
There was a Russian bouncer in there, and my friend was being belligerent, and he was like, "What you fucking do about a motherfucker?" And then the bouncer was like, "You need to leave. You need to leave." But like calmly. And then he sucker punched the bouncer, but the bouncer didn't do anything.
Yeah.
The bouncer just like, it'd be like, honestly, if a hair just kind of softly fell on my face, and the bouncer went, "Okay, you got to leave now." And then he picked him up, and it was just like someone sobering up with the amount of danger they were in, because he just picked him up like I'd pick up an infant, but like pressed him by both arms, so like you had no way to move, and he's like, "You fucking fat, fucking faggot, fucking pussy, fuck you." And he's like, but he slowly, and then he just slowly put him down, and he's like, "Now you stand outside and you learn your lesson." And then he went, "Okay." he did. He learned his lesson. And then my friend looked at me and he was like, I've never felt that level of." He said it so perfectly. He was like, "At first I felt in danger, and then I was just relaxed."
Yeah, it's one of those things
And
where
then
it's
it was
like, you've lost,
I'm a
man.
baby. Why don't you just? You could rock me to sleep. You could rock me to sleep, but you didn't. And that's my major thing here. I punched you in the face, and you softly put me outside, but I'm not asleep.
Because here's the thing you realize about fighting and all that stuff in society is most people don't even have one good punch. They don't want the story to be, I didn't do nothing after I had 11 beers. So sometimes you just gotta give them the out. You gotta absorb one punch, and then you hold them in your little arms and rock them to sleep. Island Boys became
this guy actually has fully knocked multiple people unconscious onto pavement. So when he punched that Russian guy and the Russian guy didn't flinch, he must have been like, "Oh, this man's impervious to magic." I am in trouble. Anyway, the Island Boys, yes. Jack Doherty's a piece of hog shit. We know Aiden Ross is utter dog shit. And the Island Boys are essentially like years later. I feel like the Island Boys are like bum fights with their own agency. Like at least they get the money.
What's even crazier is there was a time where like the low end of show business was hosting QVS. Oh, she hosts a show on the Home Shopping Channel. Now the bottom rung of show business is he butt fucks his brother for some money on OnlyFans. What do you mean when you say butt fucks his brother? Do you mean that? There is A, no exaggeration in my description. B, that you would think that would be a violation of the OnlyFans terms and service. Do you understand that I have been paid by OnlyFans and the Island Boys have been paid by OnlyFans? Very different things. I was paid to do stand-up comedy. The Island Boys were paid to butt fuck their brother.
Yeah, when you suck your brother's dick, that's for fun. That's not commerce.
Yeah, that's not art. That's letting everyone out there know I appreciate the support because I'm butt
I plug
fucking
my nose and I want an Edinburgh show, so I want to write a show of sucking my brother's dick.
If you're the Island mom, when did you stop telling people those are your sons? Was it the rapping or was it the stand-up 69 butt fucking your brother situation? Because I'm going to say it's the rapping.
I mean, it's all a big embarrassment, and then. Like, I think their mom also, like, someone, basically people were like, yeah, they do that. And then, like, my favorite thing about, like, how dumb culture is people were like, after the Island Boys were kissing each other, obviously people were like, whatever, or like, you know, and then a bunch of people that knew them was like, yeah, they always do that. Yeah, they're gay. And I'm like, gay isn't.
That's not gay.
Gay's not the thing. Gay's not.
Yeah, no, this is incest, friends.
Yeah, if I get a dog from the Humane Society and I fuck it and it's a male dog, people aren't going to be like, yeah, Dylan's gay. Like, no, he fucks dogs.
No, Dylan's the alpha in that dog pack is what I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just... that's incest is... If you're fucking your brother or your sister, it's incest is the most concerning thing there. It's not
it's its own category, in fact.
Gay incest?
No, doesn't need to be. It's kind of like, it would be like if you specified what type of pasta it was. Is this meat pasta? That's weird. You don't do that. It's its own thing. It's its own category. I don't
care what's in the bolognese.
That's
you're
right.
having bolognese.
Correct. Yeah. There's no softening the incest. There's no diet incest. There's no I can't believe it's not incest, because you can always believe it's incest when it's two people. Dylan, are you sitting down butt fucking their own brother?
See, there's no explicit butt fucking.
It's there by implication.
You're making out with your brother. I mean, one brother is trying to make out with the other brother, and the other brother is having none of it.
The other brother, I've never seen someone counting the super chat money more in my entire life. The neck kiss, I fucking hate it. I hate it.
The neck kiss and the staring straight forward.
Just,
what the fuck have I started?
Yeah. As it turns out, I wasn't the leader.
Oh, God. But anyway, they had the big haircut. They lost. So they're like speed running.
They still have the haircut, right? So next phase, by the way, here's what I predict. They're cutting that hair.
Who did they vote for?
Oh, that's a Bernie Sanders voter if I've ever seen.
What?
Oh, that's Trump, baby.
You know. Yeah, you know, Trump.
T to the R to the U to the M to... Here's the thing about the Trump voter coalition. I've been thinking about this. I cannot wait for that inauguration, because 8 years ago it was people pretending what this is going to be. This inauguration, it's going to be the Island Boys. It's going to be the Nelk Boys. It's going to be one of the Tate brothers. Kid Rock is fucking playing. Ted Nugent is going to be banned because of all the threats he's made. The Secret Service are not going to allow him onto the grounds. We have only just fucking begun, baby.
And then Donald Trump's going to bring out his brother and fuck him on stage.
Oh, my God. If Eric and Don Jr. stand up and go, we like the Island Boys too, and start butt fucking on the stage of the inauguration, newsflash, I'm a Trump voter now. If it turns out that
was all
someone's
for
like,
OnlyFans money?
whoa, are the Island Boys gay incest? And Don and Eric are like, it's not gay if it's your brother. That's just incest. I would be like, whoa, what does that mean about you two?
I would say this. I would say that this is all a psyop, and no, I don't know.
Dylan,
That's
you
it.
have
And
a sister?
they're just OnlyFans people now.
Dylan, you have a sister.
Yes.
How much money for you to kiss your sister on the
No.
neck while she stares forward at a camera like that?
Never. Like, never. You know what I mean? Like, it just... Hey, man.
I would just fight the people in the room that are like, here's what you have to do. And I would be like, we're in a fight now. What kind of fight?
I'd rather
Like,
die.
I will
I would
kill
just get
you.
a job.
No, I
They
would cause
rather
violence.
fuck their brother in the ass than just like
That's so I didn't even
make a
weirdly,
sandwich.
For some reason, I was like, well, because their fame means they're trapped. No, they're not that famous. Like they could just work at a nightclub as a barback.
Like you said, like that's the story we were all going for in the 90s. Like, oh, Vanilla Ice, I heard he works construction now. Ha ha ha. Oh, Vanilla Ice, he sucked off MC Ren on the street.
First of all, if the rumor after MC Hammer lost all of his money, and now him and MC Ren from NWA are doing an OnlyFans together, be the greatest conclusion to a hip hop career I've ever heard in my entire life.
The real one would be, hey, what are the new kids on the block up to? They're whatever. Donnie and Mark Wahlberg are sucking each other's dick in the parking lot.
We are not. I will have you know this about Mark Wahlberg's business acumen. I would say we're 10 years away from that.
Donnie, go suck that guy's dick.
Hey, Donnie, people have figured out that all of my crimes had to do with the race of the other person I beat up, so I'm not so welcome at the Christian gatherings. Let's go hard. We're the Boston boys. You know what that means? We're bot fucking each other while eating burgers.
Donnie, I got racist people. People call me racist. Go suck off an Italian guy. That's as fucking brown as I go.
You do know that Mark Wahlberg, because apparently people have started dragging him about his schedule. I don't think you do that. I don't think you get up that early, and you have never seen someone so defensive. Yeah, I do get up that early. I get up at 4 a.m. That's when I get up, and people are like, I don't think you do.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that wouldn't schedule in family time. Oh, that's really nice. And we're done. Time for a cryo chamber. Like, he does seem like that guy.
I'm done raising you because guess what? I don't, say it with me, like you, because I am a piece of shit.
I mean, this is what America's going to be, baby. OnlyFans is going to skyrocket under Trump, and frankly, hell yeah. If you find someone attractive, odds are you can subscribe to them fucking their sibling, because jobs are a thing of the past, so no one will have coworkers to even fuck.
Here's what I like about humanity. You never know how they're going to do it, but you know eventually that technology is going to end in people fucking on it. You don't know how? How did we get here? Well, it's a collection of ones and zeros in terms of a signal that allow us to unite in terms of information. It's existed for 5 minutes. There is already 400,000 individual articles of human beings nude on it. We didn't even have the capability to put image on it before we launched it. They have figured that out in seconds, and now there is so much footage of nudity.
Yeah, I don't understand why Tesla needs a cigarette lighter. Oh, that you stick your dick in there.
Yeah,
Ooh.
That's for when you're thinking about butt fucking your brother and you need some encouragement. You stick your dick in there and it goes, that would look good in your brother's ass.
And, and then it has the sports games things where it says your last name as it goes in there, so you can imagine it's related to. Anyway, the Island Boys, honestly, worth a spin of their Twitter, because the first thing you see is just... I honestly, I came in and be like, well, they probably went back to rapping or something. It's literally all they do is respond to comments. The last video that one of them made was him going, money doesn't mean anything to me. And it's him, because in response to his brother saying he was homeless, it's him hitting gold teeth in the middle of the street, going like, this means nothing to me. I have diamonds. This gold teeth mean nothing to me. Well, and his neighbor's out there, and his neighbor's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like old white guy.
Imagine
what the fuck?
You snowbirded to Florida. You worked hard in a factory in Cleveland.
That's so funny, yeah.
You moved to the Panhandle, and your neighbors are two brothers who have sex with each other who are breaking jewelry in the driveway. Like,
I mean, that'd be pretty funny. I mean, honestly, it's pretty slow living up here. I got a farm. I watch two brothers have sex.
You know, it's
you guys want some eggs? You just
It's
walk
peaceful
in, I got
living in
extra
Miami-Dade
eggs.
County. I get up early. I tell the two brothers who live next door to stop smoking all that meth because it's fucking loud. They butt fuck in a pool. I don't watch, but I do hear it. And then it's lunch.
But like, imagine you're raising some chickens. It goes to the part where they stop laying eggs, so you have to kill the chickens for meat. And then you're killing chickens on your front lawn while two brothers have sex. You're like, this is it. This is the retired life.
I'll tell you. Are you aware that the state flag of Florida is actually a man? It's a man from Ohio killing chickens in his front yard because he's raising chickens for no reason, while two brothers fuck and two other brothers known as the Nelk brothers watch that.
Check this. Can I fuck your chicken on OnlyFans? Yeah.
Not on OnlyFans.
Only for this fan.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
Try and stop me from, if I'm next to those guys, try and stop me from recreating the exact scene from Boogie Nights in the truck.
Oh my god.
You're not going to do it. I like Boogie Nights, man. Do you want to do some acting?
That's a nightmare.
That's fucked up. Yeah,
Total
that's fucked up.
nightmare.
Anyway, I have this real scene I like.
Hey,
have you ever seen Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, we're doing. What part of Pulp Fiction? The entire movie?
You're the gimp.
Yeah. And also the guy that gets shot during the big kahuna burger scene. It's a guy who hasn't actually seen all of Pulp Fiction, so he doesn't get the joke. I want to be that French lady who gets pancakes.
So here's the thing. You get in my truck, you jack off, I say some slurs, beat the shit out of you. What do you think? There's $35 in it. Oh, your brother, you can't make out with your brother. Okay, I'll pay you $50 then.
All right, here's my question. Where do the Island Boys go from here? Here's what I say. Hard political pivot in 3 to 5 years.
Honestly, I'd be so happy for them if they became Christians.
Yep, I would also be really happy if they became Christians, because here's the one thing that would stop. They would stop having to, let's say it together, fuck each other.
Yeah, they would stop cream pieing their own family members.
Yeah. What a nightmare fame is.
It's not what we thought it was. We thought here's what we thought. I mean, no, it is what you make.
Do you
of
think
it.
about
There's
it
a lot
like
of
this?
comedians
This is what
doing very well outside of the system. People with 1 million followers who Netflix wouldn't touch with a 10-foot clown pole, and they're doing great. But when your whole thing is, I made a dumb fucking song, how do you monetize off of it? If you make another dumb song, then it's gonna seem like it's contrived. You can only really do that once. Unless people find, like, you're like Wesley Willis, and it's like people find your work in one swoop, then it's fine. But yeah, man, if you make one song and it sucks, and all you do is respond to comments on TikTok, your end is, if you want to keep on going, OnlyFans.
Here's the thing that's amazing about this. Essentially, they make one song. They meet a man named George. There's only one option left, gentlemen. Time to fuck each other. Here's my next question.
Yeah,
How
they meet a
long
guy named
until we
George who tells them to invest. He says you should follow Christ and invest.
Yeah, their
Everyone's like,
response
that
to you
George
should
guy's a bit weird. And then instead of their response being like, listen, we know how to manage our money. We're going to fuck each other in our ass.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna-
George is like, what? And then they
Wait,
do.
what do you guys think invest means? It means you and your brother make out until one of you has done enough Cialis that the boner activates, but it's not like a strong boner, because the boner knows, like, this is not the pond that this frog is supposed to swim in.
But it's like, if you participate in the, like, not podcast, but like, so here's what it's saying. Adam 22, Logan Paul, I think, Jake Paul, the Island Boys, like, if you're in that thing and that's what you want to do, then people have seen you nut. Because
Have we
Adam
seen
22
Logan Paul? No one's seen Logan Paul nut.
Is it Logan
I was
Paul's-
literally about to type that into my phone. Have we seen Logan Paul nut? What am I doing?
Doesn't, but like, I don't think for women it's the same thing. I think for men it's like way weirder to do. I'm gonna take that stigma back. That whole OnlyFans girlfriend or gay son. It's like, I don't care which one. Like,
I don't understand what you're talking about.
have you ever heard that thing on TikTok? This gay son, I thought daughter.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the only thing I don't want. Here's the only thing I
Son
want.
who
If I
does
have two
porn-
kids, if I have
No.
two kids, here's what I don't want. I don't want them fucking each other on camera. That's the main thing I'm looking to avoid. I'm going to go right to the heart of the matter. If I have children, here's before we get to anything else, here's the first thing I would like. I would
I think
like
the
that
episode's done because we've been talking about brothers fucking for 20 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's longer than that, really. They don't fuck each other. That's what we're looking for. Also, I love the internet's so free. Yeah, you can't even talk about two brothers butt fucking on YouTube anymore. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Hillary Clinton.
No, you can't say the word rape, but two brothers making out? Hell yeah.
Yeah, you can't say the word pyromania on YouTube, but you can cover yourself in face tattoos. You could look like Lil Wayne in 2004, but the one difference is Lil Wayne never, let's say it together, Dylan, fucked his brother.
Oh, that's not, you don't know that. There's a bunch of allegations about him and Birdman.
No, that's probably true. Is it just me, or does it feel like our society is just the commercials from the movie RoboCop?
I shouldn't say this. It is, yes, for sure it is. And I will say this. Lil Wayne, there's a bunch of Cash Money songs about Birdman double teaming. Like every single song Birdman shoehorns in that him and the guy who's also on the song double teamed a girl. And that includes Lil Wayne when he was not an adult. John, thank you so much for letting me tell you this disturbing story. Now we're both going to go on the Island Boys X and join their OnlyFans. Also, the comments, I didn't know if the comments would be like, you guys fell off, but they maybe have found their place in the sun because it's just gay men going, why are you fucking a girl? You should be fucking me. And then they take pictures of their dicks and they go, do you want this in your asshole? So that's good.
What a wild world we live in, baby.
What a wonderful world. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys need me, I'll be fucking adopting people getting fucking OnlyFans with my brother-in-law. Good night.
Good night. I will be filming it and then throwing up on my own dick and then destroying the footage, but then still giving the footage to Dylan. Fuck you. Fuck you, Dylan. I fucking hate you.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.